Hey guys, it's Francis. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. This is my trade review. We'll start off with the market bias. I had a bullish market bias today. It gapped up, clearing previous bar, and for SPY, it was above this little support area that I drew from this little bar. Same thing with the Qs. A gap up, and I wanted to see that it hold about 532. It pushed above that point and eventually pulled back for the day, but nonetheless, it was a bullish bias day. The first stock I traded was RKLB. This was from Elizabeth's list. Honestly, for this one, not a great gap. It's definitely an inside day, but what we saw was that we're looking on us for a sell-off, and that's kind of what we took. Albeit this was not a good trade. I should not have traded this. But what I saw at the time was a sell setup. You got sold off, going back to VWAP above 50%, and I went in on this bar at 28.80 by 29.20. Lo and behold, it did not work. And if I'm looking back at the daily, it was because of this area right here. Even on the hourly or on the 65-minute, like this was a level of support. It should have, if you were to trade this should have broken, held, and then maybe on this sell setup. But got in here, it didn't work, and as this bar came up, I actually sold it for half. This was okay, but the ego trade was on the second trade. This should not have happened. I drew a trend line. I'm like, okay, you know what? It held the trend line, 9 EMA, it's holding 20 EMA coming down. Let's go for it. So I went in on the exact same trade, went my way, and then again, it just could not break the support. Not a good trade to begin with. I eventually got out for a little bit over half our loss. This second trade should not have happened. Just poor trading on my part. Second one was ARM. I actually typically don't trade this stock. I realized it was actually ADR. I totally forgot about it, but I traded it mainly because looking on daily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days up, and this 6 day was monumental. By the time it opened, off the fourth bar, it was already 250%, something crazy like that. It definitely had relative strength to the market. If we look at this on a 15-minute, market was taking its time, and this just shot up. So I was looking for a pullback, and that's exactly what I got. I waited for a double top retest. My entry was 180 by 182, but I positioned size for 183 because of the spread. I was close to 2R as far as prices are concerned. I definitely had 1R, but I greeted, and I did not move my stop loss to break even. I ended up taking a half R loss, actually close to 0.7 R loss. This should not have happened. Just poor execution on my part. If anything, this should have been break even plus slippage, give or take. After I got tagged out, I looked for another entry in because I do believe this was going to pull back, especially with the day that I had today. And that's exactly what I got. I waited for this one as it pulled back. I went in 182 by 184. This time I didn't make a mistake. I moved to break even, and then I sold as the 20 MA 20 moving average was coming up. Of course, it went way more than that. I could have got my full off 2R, but this was more like a scalp at this point. I got 1.33R for ARM. Then my last trade was STX, very similar to ARM. This was an overextension play. Looking at daily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8 bar up in a row. On the monthly, call some resistance up here. Same with on the weekly. It was just overextension in general. So I was waiting for a sell. I circled this area because I would have considered this option had I had options available, mainly because I saw the ending volume, and then now this is a narrow body bar. When this had broken, I would have went in for a quick scalp. What I did trade was on a double top retest right here. I waited on the 5-minute, it broke through. My entry was 114 by 111. It was actually 110.25, but accounting for spread, I got filled at 110.14, and then my stop loss was $1. This time, I did not make the mistake. I right as it passed through the VWAP, I sold it, and this was for 0.89R. I got out at 109.25. Of course, I could have got a full R, but again, I'm just accounting for spread. This was good. I got out at a good time, and then here I actually just got into work. I checked on this plate. I actually would have loved to buy options here. I even saw it as it broke through here. I would have just gone in. This would have worked beautifully back to the VWAP. Of course, didn't have the chance, didn't have options, and I didn't want to do another scalp play with stocks doing it on my phone. In any case, today we ended off with a positive 0.43R. It could have been at least 1.7 if I didn't take that 0.6R loss on the second trade on RKLB, and then if I had managed properly on ARM, I wouldn't have taken another 0.67 loss on that one. So should have been at least over 1.5, but we ended off with 0.43 today due to management. So we'll have to tighten that up for tomorrow. And that's my trade review for Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. Thank you.